to. She not with gym tonight. She in the gym tonight. Workout in it. Okay, sorry. That song is stuck in my head. All right, guys. So if any of you guys don't know, my name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy to understand, sometimes fun. Right now, I'm recording a YouTube video, obviously. So towards the end of it, more than likely, I am going to ask you to subscribe, like. So if you're the type of person just to get your tasks right out the way, please go ahead and do that right now. Other than that, we're going to jump right into the video. So the purpose of this video really is to kind of educate you guys on a possible 3 new future child tax credits that could come into play. And the reason why these child tax credits are coming into play is because of this. The death exceeded births in a record number of states in 2020. So this report came out in May 5th, 2021, which was just 4 days ago. So I'm just going to go over the highlights of this report. So come on in, come on, let's do this together. It's going to be so much fun. All right, so after I cover these reports, then I'm going to detail, the 3 possibilities of, what they're trying to do. All right, so in 2020, the impact of COVID-19 contributed to a record of 3,376,000 deaths in the United States. So in addition, births diminished by 4% to 3,605,000. So right here, what this report is saying that, hey, we're having these deaths. Now, we did have more births than deaths, which is a good thing, but the rate should be higher. We should be having more births, right? So what they're saying is, as a result, more people died than were born in 25 states in 2020, far exceeding the 2019 record of 5 states with more deaths than births. In 2020, 20 states had more deaths than births for the first time in history. All 5 of the states that had more deaths than births in 2019 did so again in 2020. So fertility declined sharply in the late 2020 because women delayed pregnancies as the pandemic spread. And it's also interesting that I was reading another report, and they were estimating because of, COVID-19 and coronavirus and all these stay-at-home orders, that couples that were forced to stay at home more were actually going to be having more babies. They're like, dude, you're locked up, you're bored. What else are you gonna be doing up in there? So they were thinking that we were going to have maybe see more of a baby boom like we have seen in history, but unfortunately that was not the case, to their surprise. So with births still declining in nearly 200,000 COVID-19 deaths already this year, deaths will likely exceed births again in many states in 2021. So they're predicting that, hey, this is going to repeat in 2021, and we may see it in more states. All right, so these are this graphic kind of details you what states were experiencing these. So the ones that are in deep red, these are the deaths that exceeded births in 2019 and 2020. This kind of pinkish is births exceeded deaths in 2019, deaths exceeded births in 2020. All right, and then blue is births exceeded deaths 2019 and 2020. So that's kind of what's going on right now. And so it's a problem, and Congress doesn't like to see our growth rate is declining. They like to see the population increasing, more people going into the workforce, more people starting businesses. This is how our economy is going to grow. This is how our GDP is going to increase. We want to see all these things happening. It's so exciting. But what the heck? What happens if there are more people dying and being born? So Congress is like, okay, we need to incentivize people to have more kids. So this is why currently, you see these child tax credits. People with kids generally have larger refunds. This is how they incentivize people to have kids. They give them money through child tax credits. So you may be thinking so what are we going to do now? How can we, because clearly what's going on is not working. With the COVID-19 and things like that, more people are dying. So what's happening right now is not working. So what are we going to do different? So I'm going to discuss those 3 ideas right now. So the first one is the Family Security Act. And Pretty much what this is saying is that the Family Security Act will provide a monthly cash benefit for families amounting to $350 a month for each young child and $250 a month for each school age child. And later on, we will see that we'll actually get the age numbers for these. But here are the benefits of this proposal. It's establishing a firm national commitment to all American families, cutting child poverty by up to 1/3 in America, supporting families from pregnancy through childhood, promoting marriage, providing equal treatment for both working and stay-at-home parents, and reforming and consolidating outmoded federal programs, including by fully paying for the new proposal. So let's jump into this overview of this. So it's American families are facing an extraordinary amount of financial strain, worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic. Marriage and birth rates in the United States have both steadily fallen to all-time lows. Yet the average desired family size has remained stable for the last 40 years. So they're saying that, hey, things are not looking good. The Family Security Act creates a new national commitment to American families by modernizing and streamlining antique federal policies into a monthly cash benefit. Expectant parents will receive the benefit mid-pregnancy, helping them tackle the expenses that start on day one. All right, so what's interesting about this is that, hey, parents that are in mid-pregnancy can, start receiving the benefit versus like what we have now is like, hey, the kid has to be born. Like, oh, it has to pop out. It has to pop out and say, it has to have its, all that got to happen currently in order to receive this child tax credit. But right now, this is saying it's different. It's saying, hey, mothers, mid-pregnancy can start receiving that money sooner. How it works, so it's kids aged 0 through 5 who can receive $350 a month up to $4,200. Kids aged 6 through 17 is $3,000 or $250 per month. So parents are eligible to apply to receive the benefit 4 months prior to the child's due date with a maximum monthly payment of $1,250. Now, one of the requirements is that the child is required to have a social security number. The annual child benefit is reduced by $50 for every $1,000 above the current child tax credit income phase out thresholds of $200,000 for single filers and $400,000 for joint filers. So pretty much what that is saying right there is that if you are single and you make less than $200,000, you will receive the whole amount. You ain't got nothing to worry about. If you are married and you make less than $400,000, you will receive the whole amount. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Once your income starts going above those limits, it will start to reduce. Any overpayments or underpayments will be reconciled on your tax return. So let's say you were supposed to get more and you didn't. Well, you will receive a refund. Let's say you got paid too much. Well, then you're going to have to pay that money back. The neat thing about this also is it eliminates the state and local tax deduction, which pretty much limits, most people to $10,000 of claiming like state and local income taxes. So, which is another great benefit. Now that's idea number one. Let's jump into idea number two. So idea number two is Senator Hawley introduces the parent tax credit. So this is idea number two. Parent tax credit, and this was on April 26, 2021. So the parent tax credit is a historic tax cut to help working parents afford to start a family and raise their children through a fully refundable tax credit provided directly through automatic monthly payments. And this is what Josh, the guy that's thinking about doing this, had to say himself. Starting a family and raising children should not be a privilege only reserved for the wealthy. Millions of working people want to start a family and would like to care for their children at home. But current policies do not respect these preferences. American families should be supported no matter how they choose to care for their kids. So what he's saying right here is that it's going to be a fully refundable tax credit of $6,000 for single parents and $12,000 for married parents with qualifying children. So there's a lot of debate going on right here. Like people are like, wait, that don't make sense. So if you're single parents get $6,000 married parents getting 12,000. So what's really going on here? Like, are you encouraging people to? Are you gonna pay people an extra $6,000 for being married? Like, why is it based off the parents instead of the children? So this is kind of one of those debates that I was looking at as I was studying this. But let's continue to read about it. Over the past several decades, it has been increasingly difficult for working and middle class parents to afford to raise a family. Take childcare. Although most American families believe children are better off when one parent stays home to care for them, often both mom and dad feel they must enter the workforce to be able to afford kids. So pretty much what they're saying right here is that, you know, people like stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads while one parent goes to work. This is what people prefers. But the tax code doesn't allow that. So there's certain tax, in order to claim certain tax credits, both parents have to work. So they're saying, hey, dude, that's not cool. Just because one parent wants to stay home and one parent wants to go to work, you telling me they can't get no tax credit? So this is what they're saying right here. Here we're going to speak about it again. Current law doesn't help existing federal child care programs and policies such as the Child Independent Care Tax Credit actually require both parents to enter the labor market in order to receive the benefits. Current law does little or nothing for the millions of working families who prefer to care for their children at home. So Senator Hawley believes that American families should be supported no matter how they choose to care for their kids. So the credit amount. For households with a qualifying child, the parent tax credit is worth $6,000 for single parents and $12,000 for married parents that file a joint tax return. There is no income phase out. So with the current child tax credit, with Biden's tax credit, with the one I just mentioned to you, there were income phase outs. With this one, they're saying there's no income phase out. So the parent tax credit is available to households with a qualifying child under the age of 13. So here's what's different there, though, but it's for kids under the age of 13. To receive the credit, single parent households must report prior earnings equal to or greater than the earned income from 20 hours per week of work at the federal minimum wage and earnings threshold of $7,540. So to receive this money, you have to make at least $7,540. How they got that number is they said, what's the federal minimum wage? Well, that's $7.25. Well, you have to work at least 20 hours a week. So they did the math, and that's how they got their number. Married parents that file a joint return must reach the same earnings threshold. So just because you're married, you get the same amount. So $7,540. So it doesn't change there. Tax returns must include a social security number of parents and qualifying children. So on this one, once again, I believe the last one, I'm not sure. I might have to run it. I don't know. Well, I believe the last one just said the social security number for the child, but this one is saying parents and qualified child. Let's go back to that one real quick. This one says, yeah, available to all children with a required social security number. Interesting. So you see what this newer one says. This is parents and children. This one only says children required to have a social security number. Now here's how these payments will go out. Payments are advanced by the IRS on a monthly basis. The IRS is instructed to establish an online portal allowing families to make changes to relevant information, including the number of qualifying children, marital status, and earned income. Families can also choose to opt out of monthly payments and can instead receive a lump sum return when they file their federal tax return. So in order to claim these credits, they're saying there's going to be some type of portal, and you can choose if you want to have it monthly, or you can choose not to have it at all and receive it as a lump payment when you file your 20 whatever tax return. Now the third option is kind of what we're experiencing right now. So if you guys haven't heard, Biden's recent American Rescue Plan, it includes an increase to the child tax credit. And it will be $250 a month for each kid aged 6 through 17, $300 a month for each kid aged 0 through 5. Now, this program is this program will It's supposed to start in July. The portal is expected to come out in June. So if you don't want those monthly payments, starting in July, you will have the option of opting out in June to update all that information. Now, this program, that Biden's program, it's only for 2021 only. After 2021, it just completely stops. So the third option is said, hey, instead of this thing completely stopping at the end of 2021, let's extend it to 2025. So for an additional 4 years. Guys, those are the three possible future tax credit that could be coming in the future. And the reason why is because, hey, the U.S. population is slowing down. Now, in the beginning of the video, I told you I'm going to ask you to subscribe and like if you found a value in this information. So if you did, go ahead and do that. My name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy to understand. Subscribe to stay educated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. If you want to, you can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. Oh my God, Twitter. All of those handles are at Duke Loves Taxes. So just look up at Duke Loves Taxes on the social media platform, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye. She not with Jim tonight. She in a gym tonight. Hey.